So back for our final game of the night between Lebanon Christian and Billings Christian. Billings will be in those gray uniforms. This is going to be kind of difficult to tell the difference because the gray and green isn't a whole lot farther off. As up with it comes Nicola Sasaroga, and Billings will start things up. Of course, this is our second opportunity at seeing Billings Christian. That pass picked off by Elijah Davis. Back, he comes into the front court and lays it in off the glass.
Wow. Good job by Elijah. Took her all the way from coast to coast.
So 2-0 is the lead. And that pass deflected out of bounds, and it will stay with Billings.
This can be confusing. Boy, I can't imagine being on the floor and keeping straight who's on whose team here.
Winner of this game will advance into the 4-seed championship game tomorrow. We'll have that one for you as well. That pass picked off and then turned right back over down the lane. We got a whistle and a foul underneath. So that will go on Jeremy Melendez. That's his first and team first on Lebanon. To the free throw line for Billings goes Nicola Sasaroga. Nicola had 20 points last night against Westlake. Misses the free throw there. Between Nicola Sasaroga and Drew Oradnik, they combined for 41 of the Billings points.
Wow. I know they had a big night.
So 1 out of 2 free throws there. 2-1 is the lead for Lebanon, and that sails all the way out of bounds. And it will be Billings basketball here. 6:45 to go in the first. Elijah Gregory into the front court. He lost it. Picked up by Davis, trying to push it up the floor ahead, and the layup missed by Melendez. Now Sasaroga trying to push it up and almost threw it away. 3 ball on the wing. That's good. Triple
there it is
for Tate Elkin, the senior with his first points of the night. Make it a 4-2 lead here for Billings. Davis out front. Man-to-man defense down the lane, and he'll lay it up and in.
Good
take to the
penetration.
hoop.
Right down the center of that defense.
Tied at 4, 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. That pass sails out of bounds. And it will be Panther basketball. Up the near side comes Qualik Johnson all the way to the hoop. And we have a whistle and a foul down low. That will be on Khan Akal. That's his first, team first. And free throws upcoming here. I believe this is Nasir Bernard at the free throw line. First one is good. (5-4) the lead for the Panthers.
Okay, Google.
Make it 6.
Where is Lebanon?
4. Are you speaking to Google during our broadcast? Whatever. It's I'm not too picky, but up on the wing 3 ball that rattles around and off for Sasaroga. And back up with it from the Panthers.
Elijah Davis with the rebound.
Daniel Griffith had it. Hands it off to Davis down the lane. Kicks it off along the baseline to Johnson. And he'll miss that. A rebound to Sasaroga.
His first of the night.
Nicola up the far side to a call. He lost it. Sasaroga gets fouled in the backcourt by Nasir Bernard. That's his first and team first. So When it comes to Gregory. Hands off to Elkin for three. Good again.
Whoa.
Tate Elkin with the second three. And I'm going to tell you something. If you leave him open, it's going to be a problem.
He's going to get you.
7-6, the lead for Billings. 4:54 to go in our first quarter. I'm not sure how much he can create off the dribble, but if you leave him open for a shot, look out. Down the lane, that's blocked, and boy, I don't know about that. Whistle and a foul on Elijah Gregory. That'll be his first and team second. So to the free throw line for the Panthers goes Kwalik Johnson. Off the mark. 4:37 to go here in the opening quarter. And that rattles in. Game tied at 7. 3 on the baseline. That won't go for Elkin, and it's tipped out of bounds. And it will be Panther basketball.
Yeah, Sastaroga got that one up high to try to get it down and tipped it and knocked it out of bounds. So Lebanon will have it, and here they come.
And we got a whistle and an illegal screen out front. That will be on Kwalik Johnson. That's his first and team third. You see a lot of those during the year. This idea of just kind of turning and stepping into somebody, and you got to be set before they get there. Sasaroga along the baseline, ran out of room. Now goes up, floats it up, no. Gets his own board back, goes back up, had that blocked. And back up with it come the Panthers. That pass goes through the hands of Jeremy Melendez and out of bounds. And we have a timeout, 30-second timeout to the Panthers. 4 minutes to go in the quarter. We're tied at 7. Back with more in a moment. You're watching the NCSAA. So up with it comes Billings out of that timeout. Again, Kwalik Johnson will handle it after the Panthers get it back. 3 ball on the wing. That's no good. Short out of the hands of Sam Melendez. Up it comes. Sasaroga with it. Trying to work right side. We got a whistle and a reach-in foul. And that will be on Nasir Bernard. Now that's his second and team 4. Here comes the Sasaroga. Now they go back up top. Elkin for 3. That's short. Rebound tipped up. No. Collected underneath by Khan. A call. Left it in the middle of the floor. Now picked up by Melendez. Sam out of there on the run into the front court. Ran out of room and has to go back out toward the corner. Malik Johnson tried to get there. Kwalik, he lost it. Picked up, and then on the break, the layup for Tate Elkin.
Yeah, and Kwalik Johnson had really grabbed a hold of his arm and pulled him clear around. Never got a foul for it, and they still end up getting the 2 points on the layup.
All right, 30-second timeout. We're back with more in a moment. You're watching the NCSAA. So back to it here. Pass deflected back out front. Tracked down by Sam Melendez. Then that's a turnover. Pushing it ahead is Elkin off the glass. Good on the foul. Tate Elkin with the bucket. And the foul on Daniel Griffith, his first, team fifth. Make it an 11-7 lead here for Billings. And Elkin back to the free throw line.
Well, Lebanon is trying to keep alive their string so far this year. They haven't lost a game.
And the free throw, good. 12-7. So the Panthers will bring it up. On the wing to Sam. Baseline to Jeremy. Ran out of room and then goes out of bounds, and it will be Billings basketball.
I guess he made up his mind he was going through there whether there's somebody there or not. Ran out of room. Never quite understood that.
2:05 to go in the quarter. As Sasaroga will bring it up. Fires it ahead. This is Oradnik in the post. Missed that. Tipped up. No. Oradnik got it back. Will float it up. That bangs around and in. So Drew Oradnik with the bucket. Now a 14-7 lead for Billings. Things stretch out a little bit. Down to 1:40 to go in the opening quarter. There's another turnover. This is Sasaroga down the lane. Nope, but he'll head to the free throw line. As the foul on Sam Melendez, his first. That will be team sixth. And Nikola Sasaroga to the free throw line. Free throw is good. 15-7. You know, we've had a couple of different Billings fans come up here and talk to us and say there's a ton of people back home watching, and we appreciate that.
Well, Bernard got his second rebound.
We know it's a long trip for most of you.
24 hours, do we figure?
Out that, if you drove it, it's 24 hours.
24 hours to drive it, right. I don't know if they came by bus or if they came by full plane or.
Down the lane. Runner is good. That's a good take to the rim by Quillick Johnson.
Yeah.
15-9.
Not very tall, but he can play the ball game.
Between that team and the team we saw earlier from Vancouver Island in British Columbia.
Yes.
We're going to talk about way out west.
They're in the middle of the ocean. Off the coast.
And we got a whistle and a foul out front. The ref stood there and watched it happen about 3 or 4 times and then goes, well, okay, I guess if you're going to keep whacking them, I'll just call it a foul.
Yeah, you've had enough shots at it.
So Quillick picks up his second foul and team 7th. And the free throw by Sasaroga, making it 16-9. And now 17-9. So down to 40 seconds to go in our opening quarter here. Quillick Johnson kicks it back out. 3 ball, good.
There it is.
Triple for Daniel Griffith.
Daniel dropped that one in from way, way outside.
17-12. Pass on the far sideline goes out of bounds. And it will be Panther basketball. Johnson down the lane. Quillick dumps it back to Griffith. Floats one up off the glass and he scores again.
Wow. Nice high up off the glass shot. And got it through and got the 2 points.
17-14. 3 ball on the wing. That won't go for Elkin, and that will do it for our opening quarter. 17-14 is the lead for Billings Christian. Take a break, come back with quarter number 2 in just a moment. You're watching the NCSAA. So the Panthers will play it in, trailing 17-14 here at the beginning of quarter number 2. 3-ball in the corner wouldn't go. Sasarogo with the board, launches it ahead down the lane, and layup by Tate Elkin. 19-14. Now back down the lane, Johnson got a step to back out. Trying to like baseline, 3-ball in the corner, that wouldn't go. Comes back down the lane, that's blocked. Trying to pass it ahead, and a
Nice
layup
pass.
off the glass, and that's Tate Elkin again.
I wonder if Dakota was going to see him or not. In the last second, he looked back and saw him again.
Down to 7 minutes to go in this half. 21-14, and there's a runner on the baseline. That's good.
Oh, that was a nice shot. That was tough up over the big Sasaroga.
Now we got a whistle and a foul on Elijah Davis. That's his first. And Billings would go back to the free throw line here.
Got the first one. Chance for 2.
22-16. Bo Bentz checks into the lineup.
Got it.
23-16, 6:40 to go in the half. Try to go back on the near side, picked up there by Melendez. Sam trying to go baseline, that won't go. Taken away, and out on the run comes Radnick. Try to push it up, that won't go from Elkin, but put back up and in underneath.
That's by Radnick with the putback.
25-16. Back up to a 9-point lead. Johnson to the free throw line. Back out to Melendez. Now over to Davis. Trying to work there. Kicks it back out front. Johnson for the free throw line. That won't go. Rebound underneath. Put back up and in by Nasir Bernard. 25-18. Swing it over for Bo Bentz. Now out front to Khan Akal. Sasaroga drives. Nope. And he'll get called for a charging foul. So Sasaroga will pick up his first and team third.
Yeah, that was a pretty easy call there.
So Qualik Johnson into the front court. Gives it up to Melendez. Sam down the lane, trying to dump it down low, and that's out of bounds off of the Panthers. I think it is Panthers basketball. So I think it was deflected out of bounds by Billings, and it is. And that actually, I am fairly certain, is the right call. The two referees got together.
I vote no. I have no vote.
I'm pretty sure that's the right call. And stepping out of bounds is Nasir Bernard.
Oh, that takes care of that.
Yep. Kind of lost track of where he was on the floor, and back over it goes. 5 minutes to go in the half. 25-18, Billings with the lead.
All right.
in the post. And we got a whistle and a foul down low.
Boy, if he gets down low, they just grab him, and just like the big guy last game.
It'll be Kolik Johnson with his third foul.
Now, what you want to do if you're Sassaroga is you want to keep making these.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. If you don't make them, they're just going to keep fouling.
They're going to keep fouling you. Yeah, that's right.
Right now, he is 6 of 9, which isn't too bad. You keep at that pace, then it'll be enough to keep them from doing it on a regular basis. 26-18. 4.5 minutes to go here in the half. Down the lane, runner, that won't go. Picked up back on the run is Elkin. Trying to push it down the lane,
nice
kicks
pass
it ahead,
he didn't catch it.
And that will sail out of bounds.
Right off of Rodnick's hands, out of bounds.
Down the lane, a little spin move. We got a whistle and a travel. So go back over to Billings here. 4 minutes to go in the half. 26-18 is the lead for Billings Christian. In the post, Sassaroga gets fouled again. We'll head to the free throw line. So that will be.
Keep on doing that. They come out every time. They're going to get so many fouls on them. They're going to have to put somebody lesser in, and that's not going to help them.
Oh, Elijah Davis picks up his second. And see, the problem is, even if every now and then you do get all ball and trying to tie him up, when you just whack away every time down the floor, you're not going to get the benefit of those calls, typically. That free throw rattles in. 27-18. And that free throw good. So 28-18.
9 out of 12, that's not bad.
Nicola has 8 points, all of them on free throws. Every single one. Doesn't have a field goal yet.
They won't let him shoot.
In the post, that's deflected, loose, and picked back up. Near side, Melendez. And Sam. Back out front. On the wing, 3 ball there, won't go for Melendez, and this called a jump ball, and it will be Billings basketball. This comes up along the baseline, pull-up jumper on the wing, that won't go.
Whoa.
Back out of it comes Melendez, under 3 minutes to go in the half. And we got a whistle and another foul.
Right there, 35 or?
Yep. So that's Jeremy Melendez with his second. And it'll be 2 free throws coming here. We do have a timeout. 2:48 to go in the half. Back with more in a moment. You're watching the NCSAA. So free throws here out of the timeout. That's off the mark for Drew Radnick. One more coming. 2:48 left here in the half. 28-18 the lead for Billings. So 1 out of 2 makes it 29-18.
Well, so far, Lebanon's trying to stay in it by fouling the other team and keep them from scoring field goals, but
that pass sailed out of bounds.
It's kind of a slow sink.
Now Sassaroga to walk it up.
All right.
Out front. Kick it out to a call. Back in the lane. Outside 3 ball. That won't go. And back out of there with it come the Panthers.
Here they'll set it back up.
Underneath. Nice little spin move on the inside by Elijah Davis.
Yeah, give credit to Elijah there. Couldn't get one way, swing back around 360 the opposite way and got it off.
29-20. Pass to the inside. Radnick fires. That won't go. A call had his hands on it. Now back out of there with it come the Panthers. Melendez swings it over. Now this pass picked off from Sassaroga. Nicola into the front court, down the lane, step through. That wouldn't go. Sassaroga back up again. No. And we got a whistle and a travel on Melendez.
Okay.
And it comes along the baseline. 3 ball. That won't go. Rebound to Sassaroga, and he'll get hammered again. So that will go on Jeremy Melendez. He now has 3.
Keep this up. We're going to be here a while, aren't we?
Oh, that you're going to run out of some people. Melendez has 3. Quilly Johnson has 3. Elijah Davis has 2. Nasir Bernard has 2. That free throw off the mark from Sassaroga. And it should be 2 shots. That's what the referee is doing here. 29-20 is the lead for Billings, with 1:13 to go in the half. And that rattles around and in for Sassaroga. 30-20, back to a 10-point advantage for Billings.
Oh, here comes Lebanon up the court. Let's see what they can do.
Pass goes down low to a Davis. Elijah kicks it back to the near side. We've got a whistle and a foul down low. That will be on Khan Akal. It's his 2nd and team 4th. And free throws coming up here for the Panthers. That one off the mark. And Nasir Bernard will have one more coming. (30-21), inside a minute to go for the half. Sassaroga and out front. Now down the lane. Good take to the hoop. And laying it in is Drew Radnick.
Got his back to the basket over on the left side of the lane and came around quickly and laid it off the glass.
32-21. Off it comes from Melendez. Jeremy back top of the key for Nasir Bernard. He'll fire a 3, and that's good. Nasir with a triple. 32-24, down to an 8-point game. And the last 10 seconds of the half. Sassaroga out front. The free throw line, good pass underneath, and the
Nice.
layup by Oradnik.
Boy, he draws
as
so much
time
attention.
runs out. Boy, good end of the first half for Billings as they lead it 34-24 at the end of the half. First half totals for Lebanon: 5 points for Daniel Griffith, including 1 3. Kulik Johnson has 3 points, including one of 2 from the free throw line. 8 for Elijah Davis. 8 points for Nasir and Bernard, including a 3 and 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Lebanon is 2 of 5 from three-point range. For Billings, 9 points for Drew Radnick, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. 15 points for Tate Elkin, including 2 threes and 1 of 1 from the line. And 10 points for Nikola Sasaroga, including 10 of 14 from the free throw line. 10 points, not a single field goal. Billings, 2 of 6 from three-point range. That's enough to you for our rebounding totals.
All right. Rebounds, first of all, for Lebanon Christian, we had Daniel Griffith with 1. Sam Melendez had 2. Elijah Davis had 1. Nasser Bernard had 3. And Jeremy Melendez had 2 for a total of 9. 9 rebounds for the men out of Pennsylvania. And then we go to Montana, Billings area. We have Nikola Sasaroga with 5. Tate Elkin had 2. Drew Arodnik had 3. And Khan Akal had 2 for a total of 12. 12-9. The Billings Warriors are out dueling the Lebanon team on rebounds.
34-24 is the lead for Billings over Lebanon. We'll come back with your second half in just a little bit. You're watching the NCSAA. So back to it here, our last half of the night, as Lebanon has the ball first to start the second half. Elijah Davis back over on this near side, and now Johnson with it. 34-24 is the lead for Billings. Jumper on the baseline, that wouldn't go. And the rebound down low to Elijah Gregory. Back the other way comes Billings on the run. Layup, nope. And rebound cleared out underneath by Daniel Griffith. Griffith up into the front court. Back off to Davis down the lane, and that won't go, but we'll whistle and a foul. That will be on Tate Elkin. That's his first, team fifth. Well, being that there so many people from Billings been checking out these broadcasts the last couple of days, we're talking about if they drove here or not. His first free throw good, making it 34-25, and somebody came and told me that the whole team flew here.
Oh, they did fly
I
here.
said, yeah, driving would have been a little much.
I would think so. I think we looked it up. It was 24 hours with the drive.
It is. Three ball in the corner is good.
It
Triple for Tate Elkin. That's his third three of the game. And that makes it a 37-26 lead for Billings after a couple of free throws made from Elijah Davis. Kwalik Johnson down the lane. He lost it. Now picked up underneath and thrown away. This is Drew Oradnik out on the break. And he missed the layup, and back the other way it comes, although it was contested. Three ball on the wing. That's good. Triple for Kwalik Johnson. His first three of the game. 37-29. 6:20 to go in the third. Trying to bring it back out front. Kick it back out. Three ball. Good again.
There it is.
Tate Elkin, fourth three-point field goal of the game, and it's 40-29.
That isn't luck. He is good.
You watch him warm up. It's borders on ridiculous sometimes. That goes out of bounds, and it will be Billings basketball, I do believe, with 5:51 to go in the third.
I found out where Lebanon, Pennsylvania is while I was on there. It's about 10, 15 miles east of Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Oh. Been to Hershey a few times. Speaking of which, I've been to Montana, actually.
I haven't.
Down the lane, the layup is good from Drew Oradnik. You want to know how long I spent? You know how long I spent in Montana? This is no joke. I got there accidentally. We were on an interstate as this picked off down the lane, and the layup from Tate Elkin, and that will make it 44-29 with 5:20 to go in the third. I'll talk more about this in a minute. We'll be back in just a minute. You're watching the NCSAA. So out of the break, we have a whistle and a charge on Kwalik Johnson. And as I have it, that would be his fourth and team first. So we were talking about my experience of going into Montana on accident. And I guarantee you, if you're watching this from Montana or anywhere else in the United States or the world for that matter, Drew Radnick got the layup off a nice feed to the inside. It's 46-29. You're saying, how in the world do you accidentally end up in Montana? We were in South Dakota. As a matter of fact, this is recently, as this pass picked off down the lane. Radnick's going to score again.
Got it.
With the left hand, and all of a sudden, this thing is getting out of control. 48-29. 4:30 to go in the third. Down the lane, layup misses. Rebound tipped on the inside, and we got a whistle and a foul, and free throws will be coming up here. See where the foul ended up on. It will be on Kana Call. That's his third. Team first this half, and to the free throw line goes Nasir Bernard. We're in South Dakota. We're out there seeing a bunch of different things. I'd actually gone through part of North Dakota. Oh, by the way, I used to live in North Dakota, way up by the border in a town called Botno. But anyway, it's a story for another time. We're in South Dakota. My wife and I, as that free throw goes off the mark, we were supposed to go to somewhere over there on the edge of the border. Well, we missed the exit. So 3 ball on the wing. Good again. Nikola Sasaroga with his first field goal of the game, if you can believe that. And it's 51-30. We're over there on the border as Johnson lays that one in.
Boy, nice drive by Johnson.
And we went over to the edge and we missed the last exit. And all of a sudden we look up and it says, "Welcome to Montana." Okay, well, we're in Montana. So we drove to the next exit, we turned around and came back, and there you have it. Visited Montana completely on accident. As that runner won't go, and back the other way comes Johnson. Skip pass up ahead, that's deflected. And down the lane, that layup wouldn't go. And finally cleared out by Bo Bentz.
Well, I have not been to Montana at all.
I don't know where Sasaroga was going with that pass, by the way. Back the other way, that won't go, and Nikola came up with it. And then he just kind of gets tackled, more or less. That will be on...
More or less, but more than less.
Elijah Davis. That'll pick up his third and team second. Although I have been, I think, in 43 of the 50 states. I haven't spent a lot of time in Montana. When I lived in North Dakota, I went to Montana for something too. But yeah, we accidentally ended up there once. Well, a whistle and a foul out front. That will be on Daniel Griffith, his second, team third.
He was utterly shocked at that call.
That inbounds pass picked off. Johnson out on the run. Ahead, and the layup from Elijah Davis.
Good job. Now, Johnson got that ball down. He doesn't look like he'd be that fast, but I'll tell you what, he can get down the court pretty quick.
51-34. This game is a long way from over, by the way. 2:20 to go in the third quarter. Radnick on the wing. Back out 3 ball. That won't go for Tate Elkin. Now a 2-on-1 break. Down the lane. Layup no good, but a foul as Elkin will pick up his second and team sixth.
I think half the time they call those fouls just because you're in the vicinity when they shoot the ball up under there, whether you touch them or not.
So Jeremy Melendez to the free throw line. Free throw there is good. 51-35, and the lead starts to shrink a little bit again.
Well, Lebanon's never lost a game this year, so we'll see.
51-36. Back up with it comes Sasaroga, pulls up for a 3, and we had a timeout before that. 1:57 to go in the third, 51-36 the lead for Billings. We'll be back with more in a moment. You're watching the NCSAA. 51-36 out of the timeout and a dunk for Nicolas Sasaroga. That kind of was a deceptive happening.
He did it so easy.
53-36. 1:40 to go here in the third. Griffith fires a three. Nope, but he got fouled, and that's something you don't want to do when you're way out front like that.
That's a silly foul. Yeah, you don't want to do something like that.
So Tate Elkin picks up his third foul and team second, and now 3 free throws with the clock stopped for Daniel Griffith. You know, we're talking during that break, and I said, you know what? I've ended up in Wyoming by accident, too.
Oh, man.
Not purely on accident.
You've been to states I haven't been to by accident.
It wasn't really on accident, but I wasn't there for any real purpose whatsoever. As the free throw by Daniel Griffith is good, so 1 out of 2, and now 1 more coming.
Remember the big rodeo out there?
I think I was cutting through to something, so I wasn't really there for any reason. That out front, that picked off. Back the other way on the run comes Elkin down the lane. And the layup missed. Put back up, no. We're going to whistle and another foul. And this is on Jeremy Melendez. That will be his 4th. And team 4th with 1:17 left here in the third.
Going to put Rodnick back on the line again.
So Radnick hits that one.
He's had a good game tonight, Rodnick. He did last night.
54-37. Now 55-37.
You know, it wasn't until tonight I realized that they all have matching tennis shoes, too.
So Drew Radnick, 3 of 4 from the free throw line so far in this. Qualik Johnson out front, almost lost it, now picks it back up. And loose ball in the middle of the floor, and back out of there with it comes Billings on the run. 3 ball in the corner, that's good. Triple for Tate Elkin.
There he is.
That's his 5th 3-point field goal. 58-37, back to a 21-point lead with 40 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Walik can't get that to go. And now Billings will slow it up a little bit.
Well, that was Gregory's 2nd rebound of the night.
So they'll hold it for 1 shot here. And that's turned over. Back down to 2 seconds. 1, and that'll do it for the quarter. 58-37 is the lead for Billings. We'll take a break. Come back with quarter number 4 in just a moment. You're watching the NCSAA. So back as we start the fourth quarter, 58-37 is the lead for Billings. Nicola Sasaroga off on that right wing. He's just going to shoot a three. Everybody backed off, so said, okay, well, I'll just make this then.
Wow. He's amazing.
61-37. Malik Johnson back in the middle. That skips through to Melendez. Now back up front to Griffith.
Billings had man-to-man defense.
Quilique Johnson for three. That's good. Triple for Quilique. That's his second three of the game. And now 61-40. And a whistle and a travel on Tate Elkin. So closing in on 7 minutes to go in the game, and time starting to run out here for Lebanon. Out front, Griffith. You know, speaking of Hershey, we were just there not too long ago.
Yes, we were.
At the Hershey place, too, the chocolate.
We took a, you used to get a tour of the chocolate factory itself.
Now you get like the fake tour thing.
Yeah, you get the fake tour now.
Underneath the Oradnik, no, tried to put it back up. That wouldn't go, and rebound back up and in for Elijah Gregory. That's his first couple of points of the night. 63-40.
Yeah, now they run into this. Well, they have for quite a few years now. Probably 10 years or something.
Three ball out front. Good. Boy, that's a deep three for Daniel Griffith. That's his second three of the night. 63-43, 6:10 left.
We also went in the last year. They took you and I and the family took a tour of Kellogg's.
Yeah, you know what I remember about that is you got a full-size box of Frosted Flakes.
Every one of us.
The full size, the big one. And that wasn't that a free tour too?
Yes. Yeah, it was the last year they did it. After that, insurance, they stopped doing it.
So, whistle and a foul. I believe that's on Nasir Bernard. It'll be his third, team fifth. And Nicola Sasaroga at the line. He misses that free throw and have another one coming. I do remember that. I don't remember anything about the tour, but I do remember getting, because they had like Fruit Loops and Frosted Flakes or something, right?
Yeah, we each person, every child and everything got a full. And we were just starting on the thing, so you had plenty of cereal to eat the whole trip long. We went out to Niagara Falls and so forth.
4:43. Baseline three ball. That won't go.
No.
Rebound underneath, and we got a whistle and a jump ball. 5:30 left. A 21-point advantage.
The Lebanon ball.
Underneath, that shot wouldn't go.
Nice rebound by Elkin.
And that pass was
happened?
just a shade too tall.
Oh, I looked down, looked back up, and the
That
ball was out of bounds.
A good 10 feet over the head of Drew Oradnik.
You're going to have to go a lot fast.
Yeah, that was it's not going to happen. Underneath reverse layup, that's good, and the foul. So the take from Elijah Davis. The foul will be on Nicola Sasaroga. That's his second and team third. Will make it 64-45, pending the free throw here with 5:05 remaining. And that's good.
Lebanon keeps chipping away.
I will say they are hanging in that you can take a shot territory, but their shot's going to have to come pretty soon because we're under 5 minutes to go. On the baseline, Oradnik off the glass. That wouldn't go. Rebound, back up, no, from Sasaroga. And back up with it comes Lebanon. Here's where you got to make your little run if you're the Panthers.
All right.
Lane Davis, he'll lay it up and in.
They backed off and let him have it rather than pick up the foul, I guess.
64-48, 4:30 left. Sasaroga off to Elkin for three. That won't go, and Sasaroga is right there to tip it back in.
They were needing that one. Speaking of Billings, they were needing that basket. They were beginning to fade there a little bit.
66-48, 4:14 left. We're back with more in just a moment. You're watching the NCSAA. Down to 4:10 remaining, and that pass sails out of bounds, so it will be Billings basketball. And that pass picked off. Up into the front court comes Johnson. Kicks it off along the baseline. Three ball there is good. Triple for Daniel Griffiths.
Well, they're beginning to nail him down here.
That's his third three. 66-51. And we got a whistle and a foul in the front court. That will be on Nasir Bernard. That's his fourth. And team sixth. So Sasaroga with it as we close in on 3:30 to go. Off to a call. Why Khan is even looking and giving up the ball, I don't know, because no one was even near him.
I don't know.
Foul on, I believe that's Nasir Bernard, and if it is, he's done.
Yeah, there he goes.
So Nasir fouls out, and Jeremy Melendez will check in. Nikola Sasaroga to the free throw line.
Nasir, he had 4 rebounds tonight. Played a good game overall. He really played a good game.
And that free throw rattles around it in. I know one thing about Nikola Sasaroga. He has shot a boatload of free throws in this game.
Yeah.
I mean,
he has.
it's the entire stat sheet is just full of his free throws. 68-51. On the 3:20 to go. That pass goes right through the hands of Sasaroga and out of bounds.
It shocked him so bad he wasn't ready to catch it. He threw it to the other team, and boy.
On the 3:10 to go. And that pass picked off by Sasaroga. Down the lane, and he'll dunk it with the right hand.
Wow. That's exclamation mark right there.
70-51. Back the other way. That runner's no good. Rebound tip back out. Billings on the run again. And another layup for Tate Elkin. 72-51. 2:40 left. Down the lane. We got a whistle and a foul underneath. So Tate Elkin will pick up his 4th foul and team 4th. free throw here off the mark for Elijah Davis. Davis will make 1 on a 2, 72-52. Back the other way. Floater in the lane wouldn't go. Rebound back up no by Radnick. 2:30 left. And back to the front court we go, and a whistle and a foul on Khan Akal. That's his 4th, team 5th. Apparently that's the team's 7th.
Yes, I guess it is.
Okay.
What did you have?
Somebody added some fouls. I had 5. Free throw here, rattles around and off for Sam Melendez, and back up comes Billings, working against some full court pressure. And it comes for Radnick. Now back to Elkin, and all the way back out to Sasaroga. Billings now just working clock. Down to 2 minutes to go in the game. 72-52 is the lead for Billings here over Lebanon.
Just reaches out and holds the ball out there.
On a call back out. Good pass in the post. A little alley-oop from Sasaroga is good. And 74-52, 127 left. And we'll take a break, come back with more in a moment, watching the NCSA. Final 120 of this one after some substitutions. Qualik Johnson down the lane, and for some reason Billings with the foul. That'll be Michael Ferralio with his first. Guess you want to make sure you get that, get your name in the stat book there. Free throw off the mark for Qualik. Another one coming. It's off the mark, and now Billings to bring it back up. Ferralio in the front court. Hands it back off to Sasaroga down the lane, and he'll lay it in. 76-52, under a minute to go now. Long 2 is good for
Boy,
Qualik
he does
Johnson.
that so easy. There was no effort to put that ball in the air.
76-54. Elkin swings it back over Sasaroga. Pass save back into Nicola.
Trying to get him a shot.
Side jumper
Go in.
won't
Oh,
go
rats.
for Cameron Sweets. And up it comes into the front court. Down the lane. Now they'll kick it back out. Long 3 ball is off the mark. Down to the last 5 seconds. And that is going to do it. Billings Christian will move on to the Division 4C championship. That'll be tomorrow right back here on this broadcast. 76-54 is the win for Billings over Lebanon. Final totals for Lebanon Christian. 12 points for Daniel Griffith, including 3 3-point field goals. He was 1 of 3 from the free throw line. 13 points for Kwalik Johnson, including 2 threes and 1 of 4 from the free throw line. 9 points for Nasir Bernard, including a 3 and 4 of 6 from the line. Jeremy Melendez had 2 points. He was 2 of 2 from the stripe. 18 points for Elijah Davis. He was 4 of 5 from the free throw line. Lebanon as a team, 6 of 12 from three-point range. For Billings, Elijah Gregory with 2 points. 17 points for Drew Orednik, including 3 of 4 from the free throw line. 28 points for Tate Elking, including 5 3-point field goals and 1 of 1 from the free throw line. $29 points for Nicola Sasaroga. That took forever just to count that up. 13 of 18 from the free throw line for Nicola Sasaroga. And Sasaroga finishes with 29 points. Billings, 7 of 13 from three-point range. Pass off to you for our rebounding totals.
All right, first of all, for Lebanon, we had Daniel Griffith with 2, Sam Melendez 4, Kwalik Johnson had 1, Elijah Davis 3, Nasir Bernard 4, and Jeremy Melendez 4 for 18. For our good friends from Billings, Montana, we had Nicola Sasaroga for 11 tonight. Tate Elkin had 3. Drew Rodnick had 6. Bo Benz had 1. Elijah Gregory had 4. And Khan Akal had 2 for 27. So Billings won their rebounding fight as well, 27-18.
And the final 76-54 as Billings wins this over Lebanon.
We'll see them tomorrow
again?
See
Billings again tomorrow,
yeah,
yes.
Good old Billings.
So we will have one more full day of basketball here from the NCSAA. We call it Championship Saturday because it's pretty much championship games all the way through. And we will start at 9 a.m. Last game tomorrow will be at 6 o'clock. So be sure to join us at 9 a.m. and follow us through the rest of the day. Thanks for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed all of these different broadcasts. We'll see you back here at 9 a.m. You've been watching the NCSAA National Tournament.